Welcome back to Slack Signal X. Today, subcultures. How the internet killed them. Really sucks. Let me set the stage for you. There was a time when the world felt bigger. A time when you had to go looking for your people. You had to dig through record stores, flip through zines, scan the crowds at grimy basement shows, wondering if the people in the corner with band shirts on were part of your tribe. Subcultures weren't just a fashion choice. They were a lifeline, like a home for misfits, weirdos, and generally just everybody who didn't fit into the normal boxes that society tried to shove them into. And then, the internet happened. But before we get into it, please, like, subscribe, don't be a poser. At first it seemed great. It seemed like a gift. It was this magical portal connecting us to everything, everywhere, all at once. Punk shows? Find them online. Rare vinyl? Just a click away. Underground art? Welcome to the forum, my friend. But something definitely got lost along the way. That sense of belonging, of having to earn your stripes, of having to find the scene instead of it being spoon-fed to you by an algorithm. Subcultures didn't just exist. They had to be built. And when the internet flattened everything into content, something broke. 1. The hunt. Before the internet, if you wanted to be part of something, you had to work for it. You had to know which record store had all the bootleg tapes, which coffee shop had a zine rack hidden in the back, which dive bar had a cool jukebox. You didn't just click join group. You had to earn your way in. You had to find it. Take punk. If you wanted to find punk in the 80s, you weren't scrolling Spotify. You're taping songs off of late night college radio, trading cassettes and 7-inches through the mail, or showing up to a show alone and hoping some dudes in a local band had demos for sale or the scoop on other music that you might find cool. Goth kids? You had to study. Digging through crates of Susie and the Banshees, Joy Division, and Bauhaus records. Hunting for overpriced copies of Propaganda magazine. And you had to piece together a worldview, one shadowy, grimy club night at a time. The internet took all of that and put it on easy mode. Suddenly, everything was available instantly. No effort required, no hunting, no secrecy, no proving you belonged. Just click, consume, repeat. 2. The bastardization of aesthetic. Subcultures weren't just about looking a certain way. They were built on ideals, on a shared understanding of what it meant to be part of something bigger. But then came Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok. A subculture that took years to develop could be watered down into an aesthetic in an instant. The internet took what was once earned and turned it into something you could buy. Grunge? Well, theoretically it was about disaffection, rejecting corporate America and finding beauty in the dirt. Now it's a curated thrift store lookbook, an Urban Outfitters marketing campaign. I personally think that's sort of what it was all along, but that's a different topic. Punk? Yeah, it was once a defiant middle finger. Now it's a Halloween costume. Goth? It was once a sad, melancholic way of seeing the world. Now it's a hashtag dark vibe playlist. When you don't have to struggle to find something, it loses its weight. It becomes another disposable trend, something to be packaged, sold, and discarded when the next wave of cool comes along. 3. Opposition. Back then there was a clear enemy. It was the mainstream. It was MTV. It was major record labels. It was corporations selling you Coca-Cola commercials disguised as counterculture. Subcultures existed in opposition to something. You weren't just dressing punk. You were shedding conformity, rejecting authority, and soiling the sanitized version of life being fed to you. Now the enemy is the system, but the system is everywhere. It's in the algorithms, deciding what gets seen and what gets buried. It's in the endless content stream, watering down every movement before it even has a chance to grow. What do you rebel against when everything is commodified? When the counterculture is just another playlist, another trend, and just another fashion drop? The answer? Well, most people don't respond to it at all. They just keep scrolling. 4. The death of local scenes. Subcultures used to be local. Your punk scene in New York was not the same as the one in London. The skaters in LA had their own vibe compared to the ones in Tokyo. Local music, local art, local dialects. Your scene was shaped by where you lived. Now, everything's the same. Goth kids in Berlin and goth kids in Kansas City are watching the same TikToks, listening to the same Spotify algorithm, and wearing the same mass-produced outfits. The internet created a monoculture, a world where every subculture has been chewed up and spit out into the same recycled content. I mean, sure, you can still find niche communities, deep corners of Reddit and Discord servers, obscure YouTube channels, such as this one, but they don't have the same weight. There's no real-world presence, no local dive bar where the scenesters meet, no basement shows that feel like stepping into another world. It's all digital now. And digital, at its core, is disposable. 5. Let's talk about the rise of lifestyle brands. The final nail in the coffin? Subcultures stopped being movements and became lifestyle brands. Take straight edge. Once it was a hardcore rejection of drinking, drugs, self-destruction, it was a philosophy, not just a fashion statement. Now, it's just another identity to slap on a t-shirt and sell to the masses. It's the same with punk. Once a threat to the establishment, now it's just another slogan on a Forever 21 rack. Goth, metal, skate culture, hip-hop, every movement that once stood for something has been stripped for the parts and sold back to us as an Instagram-friendly lifestyle choice. The internet made subcultures too easy to access, too easy to copy, too easy to sell. And when something becomes so easy, it loses its meaning. 6. What do we do now? Is all hope lost? Is there no way to build real subcultures anymore? Well, not exactly, but it's definitely harder. To rebuild something real, you have to go offline. Go analog. Put the phone down. Show up to a basement show. Show up to a DIY art collective or a back alley zine shop. Find the people who care and just talk to them. Build something with them. The internet killed subcultures. But if we're willing to work for it again, maybe, just maybe, we can bring some of them back. Not with hashtags or algorithms. Not with another TikTok trend. With something real. Something earned. With something that actually means something. End rant. Thanks again. Please, like, subscribe.